Beloved chosen one, pause right here. Heaven has interrupted your timeline. The moment you're living right now was written before you were born. Every sound around you fades because heaven is declaring something specific over your life. Your miracle has come. You are not listening by accident. This is a divine setup. Heaven won't let you miss what was designed for you. For too long, you've walked through the valley of silence, wondering if your prayers vanished into thin air. You've asked, Lord, did you forget me? But heaven responds, no. I've been preparing you. The very delay that frustrated you was the evidence that divine timing was still in motion. When you thought nothing was happening, heaven was aligning everything behind the curtain of the unseen. Your pain had a purpose. Every sleepless night, every tear, every betrayal, it was heaven's classroom. The fire you endured didn't destroy you, it purified you. What looked like loss was divine positioning. You were not being buried, you were being planted. And now, the seed that once sat in darkness is breaking through to light. The realm of angels moves when God's decree is spoken. And right now, that decree has gone forth concerning you. Heaven's voice echoes through eternity. Release the miracle. You are not too late, not too broken, not too far gone. The time has come for manifestation. The Spirit testifies in the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 8. See, I have set before you an open door that no one can shut. This is your confirmation. Heaven's door is not just open, it's held open by divine command. Every force that tried to stop you, every delay that tried to hold you back, now bows to the will of God. You don't need to knock again. The door has already been unlatched by grace. Walk through it. You see, heaven doesn't operate on human deadlines. When others counted you out, heaven counted the seconds until your release. The rejection that wounded you was heaven's redirection to something better. What felt like isolation was actually incubation. God kept you hidden until the perfect moment, and now the spotlight of destiny has found you. Look around. The atmosphere is shifting, even as you read this. Something within you knows this is truth. You can feel the stirring in your spirit, the holy confirmation that what God promised is now unfolding. Heaven won't let you miss this. You are about to see what eyes have not seen. You are about to walk into rooms you didn't apply for, receive calls you never expected, and witness favor that makes no logical sense. Because when heaven opens a door, no man, no system, no power of darkness can close it. So stand tall, chosen one. Wipe away your tears. Heaven's announcement is clear. Your miracle has found you. You've waited long enough. Now, walk in it. Before this divine moment ends, I ask you to act in faith. Like this message, share it with someone who needs to be reminded that their miracle is near. And subscribe so you never miss another word from heaven's heart. And if you feel heaven speaking to you right now, comment below as a prophetic declaration 777, I receive my miracle. Heaven watches as you type those numbers. Not as mere digits, but as a prophetic signature of agreement. When you declare 777, you are aligning your spirit with the divine code of completion and perfection. It is heaven's number of promise fulfilled. As your fingers move, angels move too, sealing what your faith has already claimed. The realm around you begins to respond. Doors that were rusted shut begin to creak open. Opportunities that were once blocked start to unfold in your favor. Heaven doesn't wait for circumstances to align. Heaven commands circumstances to align with divine order. You are stepping into synchronization with the rhythm of miracles. Your heart, once heavy, feels lighter. The burden of doubt starts to fade. You realize that the same God who whispered creation into existence has whispered your name into destiny. Every moment of waiting was heaven preparing a stage big enough to showcase His glory through your story. Now, as this word settles in your soul, let gratitude replace anxiety. Miracles grow in thankful soil. The more you thank God for what He's already set in motion, the faster manifestation unfolds. Praise is not a reaction, it is the sound that unlocks heaven's treasury. Begin to thank Him now. Heaven is smiling upon you. Chosen one, the storm that once defined you will now testify of your strength. Your miracle has not just arrived, it has attached itself to your timeline. From this moment forward, walk as one who carries divine evidence, proof that God still moves mountains for those who believe. Heaven's light surrounds you now, sealing this moment in divine certainty. Every breath you take echoes with the rhythm of answered prayer and fulfilled promise. Walk boldly, chosen one. What heaven has released cannot be reversed. Your miracle is alive, breathing, and unfolding before your very eyes. Step forward in faith. You have carried battles no one saw. Chosen one. The world noticed your calm, but heaven saw the storms behind your eyes. You smiled when you were breaking. You stood when everything inside you wanted to collapse. You kept walking through a fog of questions, wondering why the same God who called you seemed silent while you suffered. But heaven was not ignoring you. It was building you. There are wars fought in silence that shape warriors for eternity. The bruises on your heart are not proof of defeat, but of endurance. Heaven chose you for these hidden battles because ordinary souls could not survive what you have survived. You were trusted with pain that refined your purpose. Every night you spent wrestling with confusion. Every moment you felt forgotten was heaven training your spirit to hear the whispers of divine strategy. The tears you cried in secret were counted. The prayers you whispered into the dark did not disappear. They formed the language of intercession that reached heaven's throne. Angels took those unspoken words and carried them into the presence of God. What you thought was weakness was worship. What you thought was silence was shaping. The Word of God declares in the book of Psalms, chapter 30, verse 5, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning." Your morning has begun to break. The sorrow that lingered was never permanent. It was seasonal. Heaven measures time differently. What you call delay, God calls design. The waiting was a womb. Out of that dark space, something eternal is being born through you. You see, the strongest anointing often grows in the soil of brokenness. The oil of your calling drips from the crushed olives of experience. Heaven allowed certain things to shatter, not to punish you, but to release fragrance from your life that could never emerge in comfort. Every no from the world became a yes in heaven's language. The unseen battles were never about loss. They were about revelation. God needed you to see what could not be taught in calm seasons, that even in silence, He is sovereign. Even in chaos, He is kind. Your scars are sacred now. They testify that you endured the fire and emerged refined, not ruined. Remember this truth: the devil does not fight what does not threaten him. The warfare you faced was proof of your weight in the Spirit. You were attacked because of your assignment. Darkness feared what would happen if you ever realized who you truly are. You are not a victim of your story. You are the evidence of survival that will lead others home. Heaven hid you while it healed you. The hiding was mercy. If God had revealed you too soon, the same hands meant to applaud you would have crushed you. So heaven wrapped you in obscurity, not as punishment, but as preservation. In silence, your roots went deep. In loneliness, your faith learned to breathe. And now, chosen one, the same heaven that allowed the battle is declaring victory over it. The night is breaking. The voice that once seemed distant is near again. You will look back and understand that not one tear, not one disappointment, not one closed door was wasted. Each one was a building block for your miracle. Do not despise the season of suffering, for it gave birth to discernment. You now carry wisdom that cannot be learned in ease. You have become sensitive to the subtle movements of heaven. You can feel when God shifts a moment, when grace lifts, when destiny turns. That awareness is the result of your pain being transformed into perception. What once made you question your worth has now revealed your strength. You endured rejection so that you could recognize authenticity. You walked through loss so that you could appreciate restoration. Every silent battle equipped you for public victory. So breathe. You made it through the part that was supposed to destroy you. And because you survived it, you are now qualified to carry the weight of blessing that's coming. The night has ended. The dawn is not approaching, it's here. Heaven smiles upon you as one who refused to surrender. Your scars shine as evidence that divine grace never left you. You are not behind. You are right on schedule. The silence of God was never absence. It was preparation. And now, the same heaven that watched you weep will soon watch you dance. Heaven remembers every moment you endured in stillness. Nothing was unseen, nothing wasted. Your perseverance became incense, rising before the throne, marking you as one chosen through fire. Now the atmosphere around you listens to your faith. Even your silence carries authority. The unseen realms recognize your resilience and bow to the anointing forged through struggle. Stand tall, beloved. What once wounded you now crowns you. The battle is over. The blessing remains. Heaven writes your endurance into eternity's story as proof that grace never fails. Chosen one, look closely at your life right now, every delay, every pause, every unanswered question. You thought heaven had forgotten, but heaven was never late. The timing you called waiting was actually divine choreography. God was arranging people, places, and opportunities so that everything would align perfectly for your breakthrough. You see, when destiny is real, it cannot be rushed. The appointed hour of heaven does not respond to human impatience. While you were asking when, heaven was whispering now is forming. The clock of eternity ticks differently, it moves by purpose, not pressure. There were moments you thought you missed your chance. You watched others succeed and wondered if you were overlooked. But heaven hides its treasures until the right moment, and you are that hidden treasure. Nothing that belongs to you can be taken, delayed, or stolen beyond heaven's control. Scripture says in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1, "To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven." This is that time. The waiting was never punishment, it was positioning. Heaven had to withhold what you prayed for until your heart could carry it without breaking. Blessing released too early can destroy. Blessing released in time transforms. You have reached the hour heaven prepared in secret. The things that once made no sense now begin to connect. Closed doors begin to swing open, not by your strength but by divine instruction. What once required struggle now unfolds effortlessly because the appointed time has arrived. There is something holy about divine timing. It humbles your pride, strengthens your patience, and reminds you that heaven is never hurried. God's not yet is not no. It's the voice of a father ensuring his child doesn't drown in the weight of premature blessing. Remember when you felt stuck. When prayers echoed back empty, heaven wasn't ignoring you. Heaven was perfecting you. Every delay trained your discernment. Every pause stretched your faith. You learned to trust God beyond evidence, to believe not because you see, but because you know. Chosen one, the clock has struck. Heaven's rhythm aligns with your obedience. What was forming unseen is about to break forth visibly. The very thing you thought passed you by will meet you at the next step. You didn't miss your moment. Your moment was waiting for you to mature. Let this truth sink in. Heaven has perfect memory. Every promise written over your life is still alive. God doesn't forget appointments He set before your birth. The divine calendar never runs out of pages. When He says it's time, not even 1,000 delays can interfere. Your miracle is not late. It is right on schedule, carried by the breath of heaven itself. Angels have been holding it, waiting for this command. You are stepping into synchronized favor where everything suddenly makes sense. Do not fear the years that felt wasted. Heaven redeems time. What took others a lifetime will unfold for you in a moment, because obedience accelerates destiny. You've waited long enough. Now heaven says, go forth. And when you do, remember every delay served purpose. Every unanswered prayer was divine construction. Every disappointment built strength you will soon need to carry your crown. This is the moment the unseen becomes seen. Heaven did not change its mind about you. It simply waited until you believed enough to walk in what was already yours. Before you move forward, pause and declare it into existence. Comment below, "It's my time." Those 3 words are not just a phrase, they are a prophetic key. When you type them, you're not speaking to the algorithm, you're declaring alignment. You're telling heaven, I agree. You're unlocking the next chapter that has already been written in your favor. When you write, "It's my time," you are not just typing words, you are releasing a declaration into the spiritual atmosphere. Those 3 words carry the weight of faith, the sound of agreement, and the vibration of heaven's language. You are aligning your voice with the voice of destiny. Heaven listens when faith speaks. When you declare it, you're saying, I am no longer waiting for permission. I am stepping into purpose. You are breaking agreement with fear, doubt, and delay. The walls that once contained your potential begin to crumble because you finally believe that the timing of God is not coming, it's here. Heaven moves in response to agreement. The moment your words match God's promise, movement happens in the unseen. The angels assigned to your destiny respond to that declaration. "It's my time" is not a wish, it's a spiritual signature of readiness, a contract sealed by faith between your heart and heaven's decree. So type it boldly. It's my time. Let the world read it. Let the heavens record it. Let hell tremble because you finally know who you are. This moment marks your awakening, your activation, and your arrival. You are stepping into everything that was delayed, promised, and preserved for this exact divine hour. You never saw it, but heaven was moving long before you asked. When you wept, angels took flight. When you prayed, commands were written into existence. Even when you sat in silence, too tired to speak, heaven was speaking for you. Nothing about your journey has been random. Every step has been guided, every delay intentional, every pain calculated to produce divine precision. The unseen realm has always been busy on your behalf. While you worried about outcomes, heaven was working in the background. God was dispatching angels to open doors, to shift hearts, to remove people who would have hindered you. You weren't being punished, you were being protected. The absence of answers didn't mean inactivity. It meant heaven was engineering miracles too heavy for your current sight. There is a mystery in how heaven works. The visible and invisible realms intertwine like threads of light and shadow. You see the result, but rarely the construction. You see the blessing, but not the battle angels fought to deliver it. What looks effortless in your life now was likely forged in the intensity of unseen warfare. You must understand nothing arrives from heaven without resistance. The moment you prayed, the process began. But as in the days of Daniel, the message sent from heaven faced opposition in the air. Yet God's word cannot return void. When heaven speaks, creation obeys. Angels battle until divine will becomes visible on earth. The prophet Daniel recorded in the book of Daniel, chapter 10, verse 12. From the first day that you set your heart to understand and to humble yourself before your God, your words were heard. This means your prayers were never ignored. The first moment your heart turned toward God in faith, heaven responded. You may not have seen the result, but heaven was already mobilized. The silence that followed wasn't proof of denial, it was proof of warfare. Your breakthrough has always been contested because it carries weight. While you doubted, angels were contending. They navigated realms of resistance to bring you what you asked for. Every delay was another swing of a celestial sword, another wall being dismantled in your favor. You were never fighting alone. The unseen army of heaven has always fought beside you. Sometimes God hides his help so you can learn to trust his heart. If you could see every angel assigned to you, you'd never doubt again. But faith requires believing even when eyes see nothing. Heaven's silence is not absence, it is trust. It means God believes you can stand in faith without constant reassurance. Chosen one, think of every impossible situation you faced that somehow shifted just in time. That was not coincidence. That was orchestration. The money that appeared at the last moment, the friend who called when you were breaking, the strength that rose out of nowhere, all were divine responses disguised as ordinary events. Heaven's interventions rarely come with fanfare. They appear in subtle alignments, small mercies, divine delays that redirect your path toward greater purpose. The conversation you almost had but didn't. The relationship that ended suddenly. The opportunity that seemed lost, all of them were divinely edited to protect your assignment. There are no accidents in the life of the chosen. Every encounter, every detour, every closed door has spiritual fingerprints on it. Heaven does not waste motion. Even the setbacks you regret were necessary to prepare you for the miracle approaching now. Look deeper, chosen one. The evidence of divine intervention surrounds you. The peace you carry now is not natural, it is supernatural. The endurance that kept you standing came from realms unseen. The guidance that whispered to your spirit in confusion came from the same God who wrote your destiny long before you were born. Heaven has always been ahead of you, arranging paths and partnerships before you even knew to pray for them. Nothing surprises God. What feels sudden to you was settled in eternity. When God decides it's time, events align so quickly that even your enemies must acknowledge the hand of the divine. And yet, the beauty of divine orchestration is that it works even through human error. The mistakes you made, the paths you regret, heaven weaved them into the tapestry of redemption. Grace wastes nothing. It collects the broken pieces and forms something stronger than what was lost. So today, as you breathe and look back, realize this truth: you were never walking alone. The footprints beside yours in the dust were angelic. The strength that lifted you when you fell was celestial. Heaven has been moving in ways you could not perceive, all to ensure you arrive exactly where you are now, ready, prepared, and aligned. When you finally see the fullness of what God has been orchestrating, you will understand that nothing was delayed, it was divinely timed. The unseen was always working while you were waiting. Heaven was never still, and though you couldn't trace his hand, you can always trust his heart. Chosen one, you've come so far already. You've walked through silence, through shadows, through nights where hope felt like a faraway sound, and yet here you are, still standing. That's not by chance. That's evidence of grace. You are stronger than the storm, and heaven knows it. Right now, you stand at the threshold of fulfillment. The miracle that once felt distant is drawing near. This is the space between prayer and manifestation, the sacred pause where heaven whispers. Do not give up now. Every trial has been a teacher, every delay a divine rehearsal. You are being prepared to carry not just blessing but legacy. The closer you get to breakthrough, the louder distractions become. The enemy always makes noise at the edge of victory. But listen, chosen one noise cannot cancel prophecy. You are a child of divine strategy, crafted for victory long before the battle began, as recorded in the book of Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. Let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not give up. Heaven's promise is clear: if you keep sowing in faith, you will reap in joy. The soil may look dry right now, but beneath it, life is stirring. The roots of your prayers are spreading deep where eyes cannot see. You are so close to the moment when the unseen becomes visible. And when that moment comes, you will look back and realize that even your pain was part of the plan. Heaven wastes nothing, not even your tears. You are not only being prepared to receive, you are being prepared to give. Because the true miracle is never just about one person, it's about what flows through them. When your miracle manifests, it becomes a river, refreshing others who thirst for hope. Now, chosen one, remember, this movement is more than a message, it's a living flame. Every time you add oxygen to that flame. Each tap of your thumb becomes a whisper of agreement saying, keep shining, keep burning. When you share, you are not sharing a post, you are passing a torch. Somewhere, someone sitting in the dark will see your light and find courage again. What seems like a simple gesture is actually a divine relay of hope. When you subscribe, you are building an altar of consistency. You are saying to heaven, I want to stay under this flow, to keep hearing the voice that reminds me I am chosen. Subscribing is not following. It is anchoring your spirit to a source of strength. And when you donate, do it as one who plants a tree, knowing you may never sit beneath its shade, but someone else will. Giving is sacred gardening. The smallest seed becomes shelter for generations. It is never payment, it is partnership with heaven's story. If these words have touched you, let your act of faith, whatever form it takes, be pure, quiet, and voluntary. Think of it like releasing a dove. Once you let it go, it finds its own way back multiplied. Every like is a flame, every share a torch, every subscription a root, and every donation a seed. Together they form a forest of faith, alive, breathing, growing long after this moment ends. And even if all you can give today is prayer, that too is precious. Heaven measures the heart, not the amount. When you whisper gratitude, when you lift this message in prayer, you keep the current of light flowing. So walk in peace, chosen one. You are not just a listener, you are a light bearer. And as you nurture this space with your presence, your prayers, and your generosity, heaven multiplies that same grace back into your own life, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. The flame you help sustain here is more than digital, it is divine. Every moment you engage, you breathe new life into words that were born in prayer. What you see as a simple screen is really a window into eternity's work, lighting paths for those still searching for their way home. When you give and when you share, when you simply whisper a prayer over this message, heaven notices. Angels move on the vibration of pure-hearted generosity. Your quiet yes becomes a sound in heaven's symphony, soft, sacred, and strong enough to change lives far beyond your reach. Chosen one, never underestimate the ripple of one small act of light. A single spark can ignite 1,000 flames. A seed of kindness can grow into a forest of restoration. Every action of faith you take here multiplies beyond what eyes can measure, but heaven counts every one. So stand tall and radiant. You are not a bystander. You are a builder of light, a guardian of hope, a part of heaven's unfolding story. What you give, what you share, what you nurture will return to you in ways that only grace can explain. The flow of blessing never ends, it simply changes direction. There are moments when heaven confirms what your spirit already knows. You felt it, those sudden chills, the quiet knowing, the repeated signs that seem too precise to be random. You've brushed them off as coincidence. But heaven never works in coincidence. Every sign, every pattern, every nudge is part of divine communication. God knows how to speak your language. Some people hear words, others see visions, and some feel peace where chaos once lived. You, chosen one, have been receiving confirmation, but you've doubted it because it came in subtle forms. But heaven is patient. When you miss the whisper, it sends a wave. When you miss the wave, it sends a storm until you finally pause and realize, this is not chance. This is God. Signs often appear in the small things. The same verse showing up again. The same number following you for days. A message appearing right when you were about to quit. These are heaven's fingerprints. Proof that you're being guided step by step. The divine does not need to shout, it simply repeats until you listen. As the apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9. No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no heart has imagined what God has prepared for those who love him. That verse isn't a distant promise, it's your current reality unfolding. The signs you see are previews of what's already written for you. Heaven sends confirmation not to confuse but to comfort you. Each repetition is a divine reassurance you are on the right path. Think back to the moments that seemed strange. The random word someone spoke that pierced your heart. The number you kept noticing when you prayed for direction. The dream that felt too vivid to forget. These weren't accidents, they were invitations to trust deeper. Heaven uses what you understand to guide you toward what you cannot yet comprehend. Even the interruptions, missed opportunities, canceled plans, sudden detours were confirmations that God was protecting you from what you didn't see. Nothing slips through heaven's awareness. Sometimes the greatest confirmation is peace. When fear fades, when confusion lifts, when a quiet certainty fills your heart without explanation, that's heaven saying, yes, this is me. Learn to recognize it. Chosen one. Signs are not about superstition. They are about synchronization. When you align your heart with heaven's rhythm, even silence becomes a sign. And right now, heaven is speaking again. The very fact that you're reading this, feeling your spirit awaken, is confirmation in itself. Heaven didn't lead you here by mistake. You are part of a divine alignment, a sacred chain of timing, obedience, and purpose. So pause for a moment. Take a breath. Feel the presence of the divine surrounding you like gentle wind. You are standing under an open heaven. The same God who started this work in you is giving you signs that he has not forgotten what he promised. Heaven's confirmations often carry numbers, not because the numbers have power, but because patterns remind you of divine order. They speak the language of alignment. Each time you see them, you're reminded that heaven's timing is perfect. When your spirit senses this truth, respond to it. Do not let it pass. Affirm your awareness. Leave your mark in faith. comment below the number 444. It represents divine alignment. Heaven's whisper saying, "You are in position. Stay steady." When you type 414v4, you're not just writing digits, you're echoing a heavenly pattern. You're declaring, "I recognize the signs. I trust the timing. I receive the confirmation." Let those numbers become a seal between your faith and heaven's movement. Chosen one, you are not imagining this. You are being guided. The more you recognize it, the clearer it becomes. Miracles multiply where awareness meets obedience. Keep your eyes open, your heart soft, and your faith firm. Heaven is speaking, and this time you are listening. When you write 444, you are not simply leaving a comment, you are acknowledging that heaven has been speaking all along. Those numbers become your echo of faith, a digital altar that says, "I recognize the signs, and I am ready to move in alignment." Heaven takes note of that recognition and begins to solidify the path before you. Each 444 typed is a rhythm of agreement between your heart and divine orchestration. It says, "I am walking in step with heaven's design." The angels who have been guiding you hear that sound and move faster, ensuring every piece of your destiny falls into place. The language of obedience always accelerates divine timing. This act may look small, but it's a prophetic response. In heaven's eyes, it is a signature of trust, a seal of surrender. When you declare 444, you're saying, "I trust what I cannot see. I believe what you've promised." That faith becomes a magnet for miracles. So type it boldly, 444. Let it be your statement of faith, your affirmation that you are in sync with divine will. Heaven hears your agreement, and your alignment sets the stage for everything that's about to unfold next. Every tear you've shed, every sigh you've released into the dark, every quiet moment where words failed you. Heaven has collected them all. Nothing is lost, nothing ignored. There are jars in the unseen, filled with the evidence of your endurance. The pain that once felt meaningless has become the very currency heaven uses to release blessing. You were not crying in vain. You were investing in destiny. Pain is never wasted in the hands of God. He transforms it into divine exchange. Every time you stayed faithful while hurting, you built something eternal. Your weeping became a language. Heaven understands, a melody of trust that moves the heart of God, according to what is written in the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 28. And we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to his purpose. You are one of those called ones. Everything, even the heartbreak, even the betrayal, even the delay, has been working for your good. What looked like destruction was direction. What looked like loss was transition. The divine exchange has already begun. Sorrow is being traded for strength, pain for power, and confusion for clarity. Heaven operates through exchanges. You give what you can't carry, and in return, you receive what you could never earn. You gave God your brokenness, and he returned purpose. You surrendered dreams that failed, and he replaced them with divine assignments that cannot. The greatest miracles are born in surrender. There were days you thought you were forgotten, yet every prayer you whispered became a building block in heaven's architecture. God was constructing something out of your brokenness, a foundation that could hold the weight of blessing. The deeper your wounds, the stronger your base became. Heaven was digging deep so that your promise could rise high. If you could see the spiritual transaction that occurs every time you choose faith over fear, you would never doubt again. Angels record obedience. Every yes you whisper in pain becomes a seed of glory. The field of your destiny is watered not by comfort but by endurance. Heaven's economy doesn't run on money, it runs on faith. obedience, and perseverance. When you choose forgiveness instead of bitterness, heaven counts it as gold. When you trust despite confusion, it becomes a rare fragrance that fills eternity. Every act of faith is a deposit that multiplies in ways unseen. Sometimes you don't notice the exchange because it happens quietly. One morning, you wake up lighter, and you can't explain why. That's the invisible transaction, heaven lifting the weight you handed over without realizing it. The burdens that once defined you dissolve as grace replaces grief. Your story, chosen one, is proof that divine exchanges are real. You have traded despair for determination, fear for faith, and exhaustion for endurance. That strength you feel when you should have fallen apart, it's not you. It's heaven within you. God never wastes suffering. He converts it into authority. The same pain that once silenced you will become the message that liberates others. You will look into the eyes of someone going through what you once endured and speak life from the scars you thought would destroy you. That is redemption, the moment when your history becomes someone else's healing. Do not regret what broke you. Every fracture allowed more light to enter. The cracks in your heart became conduits for glory. What the enemy tried to use to bury you became the soil that nurtured your roots. You have been growing underground for far too long. Now heaven is calling your name into the open air. Chosen one, this exchange is not finished yet. Heaven is still turning pain into wisdom, fear into courage, and weakness into divine strength. Every battle you faced was a classroom, every loss a lesson, every waiting period a preparation. The outcome was never meant to crush you, it was meant to crown you. Soon you will see the beauty of balance in heaven's system. Every ounce of grief will meet its equal in joy. Every dark night will meet its dawn. Every unanswered question will dissolve under revelation's light. When God restores, He doesn't return things as they were. He multiplies what was lost. So rest now. The hardest part is behind you. You have completed the transaction. What was taken in tears is being returned in glory. The hands of heaven are open, ready to fill what suffering emptied. You are richer in faith, deeper in love, and stronger in spirit because of what you've endured. And one day soon, you will thank God for the very pain that once made you question Him. You will see how it all fit perfectly, how nothing was wasted, and how every loss was necessary for what is now being released. Heaven has already signed the exchange. Your weeping has been redeemed. Heaven smiles upon your scars, for they shimmer with divine light. What once hurt now heals others. You have become living proof that redemption always outweighs pain. There comes a point, chosen one, when waiting must end and movement must begin. The spirit of delay that once wrapped itself around your destiny has lost its grip. The clouds that lingered over your promise are clearing. You can feel it, the air around you is lighter, charged with expectancy. Heaven has issued a new decree over your life. The delay is broken. For so long, you carried the weight of almost free, almost blessed, almost healed. You watched opportunity approach and then slip away, and you wondered if something was wrong with you. But nothing was wrong with you. Heaven was simply recalibrating time. Delay is not denial, it is divine refinement. When God delays, He is not withholding, He is upgrading what's on its way. Heaven never forgets a promise, even when you felt abandoned. Divine plans were being drawn with precision. Every setback was secretly propelling you forward. The very seasons that looked like pauses were actually preparation rooms. While you thought everything was falling apart, God was adjusting details you didn't even know needed correction. As it is written in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, though it delay. Wait for it will surely come, it will not tarry. That word has followed generations of believers who nearly gave up right before the breakthrough. Heaven's timing never collapses. When the appointed time arrives, it arrives like dawn. No force can stop it. You cannot rush the sunrise, but when it comes, darkness must flee instantly. Your sunrise has begun. The spirit of delay is subtle. It disguises itself as fear, hesitation, self-doubt, or distraction. It whispers, maybe later, maybe tomorrow. But heaven's command for you is now. Every time you say later, destiny waits. Every time you say yes, destiny accelerates. The spirit of delay doesn't fear your prayer, it fears your decision. Because the moment you decide to move, heaven moves with you. Think of Israel standing before the Red Sea. They were trapped between Pharaoh and the impossible. The water refused to move until Moses lifted his hand in faith. Then the sea parted. The obstacle that once delayed them became the pathway to their deliverance. That's the pattern of heaven. What once blocked you will soon carry you forward. Delay loses power the moment obedience begins. Every step you take in faith breaks something invisible. Every time you choose to believe again, the old restraints fall off. You are no longer standing still, you are advancing. Even if progress feels slow, it is progress nonetheless. The wind of heaven is behind you, pushing you into promise. Sometimes God allows delay to expose what should not go with you into the next season. Relationships fall away, plans collapse, doors close not because you failed, but because they were not fit for your future. Delay becomes divine separation. It filters your circle until only alignment remains. Look back for a moment. If everything you once wanted had happened when you asked, you would not have been ready to hold it. Heaven's pauses built muscles you didn't know you needed: patience, discernment, resilience. Now, what once overwhelmed you will no longer shake you. You've grown into your promise. When God breaks the spirit of delay, things begin to accelerate unnaturally. Conversations appear out of nowhere. Ideas you left behind resurface with fresh clarity. People who once ignored you remember your name. What was stagnant begins to flow again. This is what divine timing feels like: effortless momentum. You don't need to chase what's yours. It will recognize you now. Heaven has stamped your name on what belongs to you. Delay can no longer hide what's meant to find you. The winds of alignment are shifting in your favor. Chosen one, breathe deeply. Feel the rhythm of change. Heaven is moving quickly now, and you are part of that movement. There is no need to strive or panic. You are stepping into the current of divine acceleration. Even the things that seemed irreversibly lost are being restored. The time you thought was wasted will return multiplied. God doesn't just restore, He redeems. That means He transforms lost years into legacy. You are about to recover time itself, so do not fear the unknown. You are no longer standing in the shadow of delay, you are walking in the light of release. What once held you has no authority anymore. Your almost has turned into now. The divine clock has struck your hour. You are stepping through doors that have been locked for generations. Heaven has gone ahead of you to ensure the path is clear. Walk forward without hesitation. The Red Sea of your life is parting as you move. And when you glance behind, you'll see it, the evidence that the spirit of delay no longer exists in your story. What once hindered you has become history. The waiting season has served its purpose, and now heaven whispers one word over your life: go. There is a change in the air around you. Chosen one. The atmosphere itself feels alive, almost electric, as if heaven has leaned closer to watch what happens next. Something has shifted in the unseen. You may not see the full picture yet, but your spirit senses it. Everything is aligning. The waiting has turned into movement, the silence into sound. You are standing in the moment when heaven's decree meets earth's response. When God releases a prophetic shift, it never arrives quietly. You feel it before you understand it. Doors begin to open without knocking, burdens lift without warning, and opportunities start recognizing your name. The same ground that once resisted you suddenly becomes fertile. It's not luck, it's divine order. Heaven has spoken, and the earth must obey. As was spoken in the sacred texts of old, in the book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 19. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. This is that new thing. What God is birthing through you right now has never existed before. It is not a repeat of an old season. It is something entirely new, an unfolding miracle that will redefine your future. The desert you walked through was not punishment. It was preparation for the rivers now forming at your feet. You are walking in prophetic fulfillment. The signs around you confirm it, the divine timing, the unexpected opportunities, the sudden peace after long battles. Heaven has shifted the atmosphere in your favor. Where there was drought, there will now be overflow. But remember, a prophetic shift is not only external, it begins inside you. The moment your spirit agrees with heaven, your environment follows. This is why the change feels both exhilarating and unsettling. When heaven moves, everything in you that was once comfortable must adapt. The old habits, old thoughts, and old fears cannot survive the new frequency of faith you are entering. You've prayed for change, and now change has arrived. It may not look how you expected, it rarely does, but this is the moment you've been waiting for. You've crossed the invisible threshold between promise and manifestation. Heaven's decree has already been released, it is done. When heaven shifts, it's like the breaking of dawn. The light does not ask permission to shine, it simply appears, pushing back every trace of night. That's what's happening now in your life. The light of new beginnings is overwhelming the residue of old pain. The places where you once struggled will soon testify of supernatural strength. The same people who doubted you will witness undeniable transformation. Heaven's favor does not need validation. It speaks for itself through results. You may feel an inner trembling, not from fear but from awareness. That's the vibration of the prophetic realm aligning with your spirit. Heaven's rhythm is matching your heartbeat. You are becoming one with divine timing, perfectly synchronized with destiny's pulse. This is why the atmosphere feels different. You are different. You've been shifted from survival into significance, from waiting into walking, from hoping into holding. The prophetic has moved from promise to manifestation, and now, chosen one, heaven waits for your response. A prophetic shift requires agreement. It thrives on acknowledgement. When you recognize that the atmosphere has changed, you seal it with faith. Don't let this moment pass in silence. Declare your recognition of what heaven is doing. Comment below, I'm shifting. When you type, I'm shifting, you are not just repeating words, you are confirming alignment. You're saying, I feel it, I see it, I agree. Heaven moves on agreement. That single phrase becomes a key, unlocking the continuation of divine flow in your life. So speak it out in faith, quietly or boldly, but let heaven hear your yes. Because this is not the end of your journey, it is the turning point. The shift has already begun, and everything connected to you will begin to move in rhythm with heaven's timing. When you write, I'm shifting, you are not describing change, you are activating it. Those words are a spiritual ignition. a declaration that you refuse to stay where pain once confined you. It is your soul's way of stepping forward, telling heaven, I'm ready for movement. Every time you type it, you're aligning your life with divine momentum. The moment you declare I'm shifting, old patterns begin to crumble. What was once hard to release starts falling away because your spirit has given permission for transformation. Heaven responds immediately to that kind of surrender. It begins arranging everything to match your new position. So let it rise from deep within you. Say it with conviction. I'm shifting. Let that be your anthem, your seal of alignment, your proof that you recognize the hand of God turning your story. The shift is not coming, it has come. Now you move with it, gracefully and boldly into the fullness of what heaven prepared for you. Chosen one, you are not just living through change, you are becoming the change. The atmosphere around you continues to shift, and the evidence of divine manifestation is beginning to appear. What once existed only as a promise is now taking shape before your eyes. Heaven is not whispering anymore, it's declaring. The waiting room has turned into the birthing room. You are being crowned with manifestation. It's easy to forget, in the excitement of breakthrough, that the blessing still carries purpose. The miracle is not the end of the story, it's the beginning of your next assignment. What God releases into your hands now is meant to flow through you, not stop with you. The same grace that lifted you is meant to lift others. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 14, you are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. You are that light now. You've walked through the darkness long enough to understand the power of illumination. When others see you shine, they are reminded that hope is still possible. Every step you take forward becomes a lamp for someone else's path. That is why these messages exist not as mere words, but as torches of remembrance for those who have forgotten their own light. And you, beloved, are part of that mission. Every person who listens, every heart that resonates, every soul that awakens, each one adds another flame to this growing constellation of hope. When you like, it's not just a gesture, it's oxygen to a fire that refuses to die. You're saying, this message matters. Let it keep burning. A simple click becomes a prayer in motion, a ripple of light across unseen walls where someone else waits for confirmation that God still speaks. When you share, you pass that flame forward. You become the bridge between heaven's word and a heart that desperately needs it. Somewhere, your act of sharing might reach a soul on the verge of giving up, a person praying in silence for a sign that they are not forgotten. You might never meet them, but heaven will remember your obedience. And when you subscribe, you're not subscribing to content, you're committing to connection. You're saying, I want to stay close to the voice that stirs my spirit. It's a way of building an altar of remembrance, a steady place where you can return and be refilled when the world drains your faith. As for giving, let's speak gently about that sacred act. When you donate, don't think of it as an obligation. Think of it as planting a seed in a garden of light. You are helping these words reach deeper, further, wider. Each gift, no matter how small, becomes a drop of oil that keeps the lamp burning for the next soul who stumbles in the dark. Imagine it this way: you are standing by a shoreline at night. The waves move softly, and in your hand is a lantern. When you lift it, the glow stretches across the water, guiding others who are still at sea. That lantern is your support, your yes to keeping the light alive. The brightness you extend today could be the very light that helps someone else find home. It is a beautiful thing, this cycle of giving and receiving. You were once the one searching for light, and now you carry it. You were once the one waiting for hope, and now you are hope in motion. Nothing about this moment is forced. It is all voluntary. flowing naturally like rivers returning to the sea. Heaven treasures every act of generosity. Whether it's your prayer, your time, your engagement, or your offering, it all becomes a melody in the symphony of divine purpose. Every little effort combines to create a chorus that sings. Light still wins. So if these words have blessed you, let your heart decide how to respond. Maybe you will like, maybe you will share, maybe you will subscribe, or maybe you will give, but let it come from love, not from pressure. Let it be an overflow of gratitude, a quiet whisper to heaven saying, "Thank you for not forgetting me," because that's what this space is, a reminder that you are never forgotten. This is your family of light, your sanctuary of words, your quiet corner where heaven still speaks. And every time you participate, every click, every prayer, every gift, you help ensure that the voice of hope continues to echo through the noise of this world. Chosen one, your miracle isn't just personal, it's communal. The light that saved you is now shining through you. Keep it burning. Keep it flowing. Keep it alive. Because when you give light, you never lose any of your own. You simply multiply it. Every ember you share becomes part of heaven's fire. Together, our lights merge into constellations of faith, guiding countless hearts back toward divine remembrance. So keep shining, chosen one. Your kindness fuels eternity's flame, and heaven records every spark. The world grows brighter each time your heart says yes. Chosen one, there comes a moment when heaven no longer whispers your name, it announces it. The time of hiddenness ends, and the voice of destiny begins to echo across eternity. You are stepping into that moment now. Heaven is calling your name, not as a gentle invitation, but as a declaration of divine recognition. The waiting season is over. You are being summoned into visibility. For years, you've walked quietly, doing what was right without applause, serving faithfully when no one noticed, obeying God even when it cost you comfort. You've been the unseen one, the background servant, the overlooked believer. But heaven saw every act, every prayer, every unseen sacrifice. God has been watching your consistency, and now the heavens are saying, it's time. There is a sacred rhythm in divine revelation. Before God reveals someone publicly, He refines them privately. The silence you endured was not rejection, it was sanctification. The world couldn't see what God was perfecting in you because He was crafting something holy, something that required the stillness of anonymity. As written in the book of 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 6. Humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that He may exalt you in due time. This is your due time. The hand that once held you down in refinement is now lifting you up in recognition. The same God who asked you to wait is now calling your name before witnesses. You are no longer the one in the shadows, you are the one heaven is spotlighting for purpose. But understand this, beloved, divine promotion is not about status, it is about stewardship. Heaven calls names not to inflate egos, but to assign responsibility. The visibility coming your way is not meant to glorify you. It is meant to amplify His light through you. The blessing you carry is meant to reflect the one who gave it. The calling of your name is heaven's way of saying, I trust you now. It's an announcement that you've passed tests that others never saw. You endured pressure, stayed faithful through delay, and remained pure when compromise looked easier. Every secret test has qualified you for this sacred unveiling. You may not feel ready, but readiness is not the measure, obedience is. God calls those who are willing, not those who are perfect. When heaven calls your name, it equips you in the same breath. The anointing that once prepared you now activates you. Heaven's recognition is different from human applause. People celebrate results. Heaven celebrates resilience. What heaven honors is not the size of your following, but the depth of your surrender. You were faithful with little, and now you will be trusted with much. When God calls your name, everything around you begins to respond. Favor finds you. Opportunities that once ignored you start seeking you. Hearts that were closed begin to open. It's not luck, it's alignment. You've been repositioned for visibility. Yet visibility also carries responsibility. The light that shines on you must also shine through you. The higher you rise, the greater your humility must grow. Fame in heaven's kingdom is measured not by attention, but by compassion. You are being called not to be seen, but to serve at a greater capacity. Think of David anointed in a field, forgotten by men but remembered by God. One call from heaven changed his location forever. He was never meant to stay unseen. He was meant to lead. That's you, chosen one. Your season of tending the unseen fields is concluding. Heaven is summoning you into leadership, influence, and spiritual authority. Still, remember this: truth being called doesn't mean comfort. It means carrying weight with grace. It means standing when others sit, believing when others doubt, and serving when others quit. Heaven's favor does not exempt you from trials. It strengthens you to face them. So when you feel the pull of recognition, stay grounded in the reason you were chosen to reflect glory, not to absorb it. Keep your heart tender. Keep your spirit teachable. God promotes not the proud, but the pure. The sound of heaven calling your name is not just about destiny, it's about identity. You are not the same person who entered the waiting. The fire that refined you has transformed you. You are now light made visible, grace embodied, purpose awakened. Soon, others will see what heaven always saw in you. They will wonder how you endured so much and still radiate peace. And you will know the answer: it was never about strength, it was always about surrender. Chosen one, lift your head. Heaven is calling your name in this very moment, not as an echo, but as a decree. Everything that once overlooked you will now recognize you. The time of silence is finished, and the season of visibility has begun. You are called, confirmed, and commissioned. Walk forward, the stage of purpose awaits. Heaven's call resounds through every corner of your being. You are no longer hidden, you are heralded. Step forward, chosen one. Creation itself waits for your light. Chosen one. The motion of heaven around you has not stopped, it's increasing. The miracle that began as a whisper is now unfolding with rhythm and precision. Every delay has turned into momentum. What once required struggle now flows like a river obeying gravity. You are standing under divine acceleration, where everything heaven promised begins to manifest one after another. It may feel overwhelming. Blessings appear from directions you didn't expect. Doors that were sealed for years swing open in a single moment. People who once overlooked you now recognize what you carry. This is not coincidence, this is divine orchestration. When heaven says go, everything on earth rearranges to make way for fulfillment. The movement you feel is the miracle in motion. It's not coming, it's already happening. Every answered prayer, every open door, every sudden breakthrough is part of a larger story, a story that proves God never forgot your name. You are no longer standing outside the promise, you are walking inside it, as the Word of God declares in the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 13. The days are coming when the reaper will be overtaken by the plowman and the planter by the one treading grapes. That means things will happen so quickly your spirit will barely keep up. Miracles will overlap. Blessings will run into each other. The pace of favor will increase because heaven has decided it's time. You will reap where you didn't sow, harvest what others left behind, and walk through doors that open simply because your presence fulfills prophecy. But remember this: when the miracle moves, so must you. Stagnation breaks alignment. Heaven's flow is not meant to be observed, it's meant to be joined. To stay still when heaven moves is to risk falling behind the wave of divine motion. Faith is not passive, it is participation. The current of heaven always carries those who trust its timing. That's why everything around you feels faster now. It's not anxiety, it's acceleration. The Spirit is moving you into completion. The same hand that once refined you is now rewarding you. You are being carried by divine current, straight into your purpose. You will notice it in small things first. Conversations aligning perfectly, unexpected encouragement arriving at just the right time, solutions forming without effort. Each sign is heaven's way of saying, "I'm here. Keep moving with me." The flow of favor is gentle yet unstoppable, like a river carving through stone. The miracle in motion is not about chaos, it's about coordination. Every detail is synchronized. Even what seems accidental is intentional. You are living in the overlap of prophecy and reality. The word once spoken over you has taken flesh, it's walking beside you now. Still, don't let excitement distract you from gratitude. The faster life moves, the more you must anchor yourself in thanksgiving. Gratitude keeps you grounded when favor elevates you. It reminds your heart that every blessing is borrowed light, shining through your obedience. As you walk through this new rhythm, you will sense divine confirmation through numbers, symbols, and quiet nudges. Heaven often leaves reminders along your path to say, "You're still aligned." When you notice them, pause, acknowledge them. They are heaven's way of smiling at you. And now, in this very moment, heaven extends another sign to confirm your motion. If this word has resonated within you, if you can feel that divine current pulling you forward, comment below the number 5555. The number 545 represents divine transformation, the moment when what was once delayed begins to accelerate beyond measure. When you type it, you're not just writing numbers, you're responding to heaven's rhythm. It is a prophetic act, a declaration that says, "I choose to move with the miracle, not just watch it." Each time someone types 555, it echoes like thunder in the unseen, marking a life that has decided to match heaven's speed. It's an agreement between your faith and God's momentum, a sign that you are not resisting change, but embracing it. So breathe, chosen one. Let this word wash over you like fresh rain after drought. The waiting was long, but the fulfillment will be swift. The miracle is in motion and you are moving with it. When you write 555, you are not typing a number, you are responding to heaven's invitation. Those digits declare, "I accept the acceleration. I'm ready for transformation." It's your faith stepping into motion, your spirit saying yes to divine momentum. Each 555 typed is a drumbeat in heaven's rhythm. It announces that you are no longer clinging to the old pace, that you trust the speed of God's unfolding plan. Heaven hears that signal and begins to arrange what's been waiting. People, provision, and purpose start aligning in perfect sequence. So type it boldly, 555. Let it echo through the unseen as a mark of readiness. You are not merely acknowledging change, you are activating it. With that declaration, you release resistance and embrace renewal. Heaven reads your faith and responds with movement swift, unstoppable, and saturated in grace. Chosen one, before every great triumph, there is always a final test. You are standing at that sacred edge now, the thin line between completion and culmination, between promise and possession. It feels heavy, doesn't it? The weight pressing on your shoulders, the sudden rise of doubt after so much faith, the whisper that says, maybe it won't happen after all. But listen closely, this pressure is not punishment. It's proof that you are near the finish line. Heaven never allows a crown to rest upon an untested head. Every warrior of faith must walk through the final refinement, the last fire that proves endurance stronger than fear. The enemy knows he can't take your promise, so he tries to make you surrender it. But heaven's word stands firm. What God has promised cannot be revoked. The test before triumph always comes disguised as delay, opposition, or confusion. It is the moment when your faith is stretched to its furthest limit, not to break you, but to reveal the depth of what has been formed within you. You are stronger than you think, wiser than you realize, and far closer than it seems. The Word of God reminds us in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 12. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. That verse is not poetic comfort, it is divine law. The blessing follows endurance, and the crown follows the test. You have endured, and heaven has already written your victory into its records. The test is not to determine your worthiness, but to prove your readiness. Think of a seed before it breaks through the soil. Underground, unseen, it fights the pressure of the earth above it. If it gives up too soon, it rots. But if it pushes just a little further, it bursts into life. That final push is always the hardest because it is closest to transformation. You are that seed right now about to break through. The final test is a paradox. It feels like silence, yet heaven is speaking louder than ever. It feels like isolation, yet you are surrounded by angels. It feels like weakness, yet strength is forming inside you. God often hides his greatest victories within moments that feel like defeat. There's a reason your spirit feels both weary and expectant at once. The weariness comes from battle, but the expectancy comes from prophecy. Deep inside, your soul already knows this is not the end, it's the turning point. The pain you feel is not death pangs, it's birth pangs. The old version of you is ending so the crowned version can emerge. Heaven's tests are rarely about what you can do. They're about what you will choose. Will you believe even when nothing makes sense? Will you stay faithful when feelings fade? Will you trust God's hand even when you can't trace it? That is where victory is forged. The greatest spiritual battles are fought in silence. They take place not in the open fields of conflict, but in the quiet corners of your heart where doubt whispers. Yet every time you choose faith, even trembling faith, you win ground that darkness cannot reclaim. Understand this, your test is not evidence of God's distance, but of his investment. He tests what he trusts. You would not be in this position if heaven didn't already know you could endure. The pain you feel is the pressure of destiny pressing you forward. And though the test feels endless, it is temporary. Even now, heaven counts the days of your endurance. When the measure is complete, the weight will lift, and you will step into the reality that once lived only in promise. The breaking point will become the birthing point, so do not lose heart. The final test may feel lonely, but you are never alone. Heaven's eyes are fixed on you. The angels assigned to your destiny stand ready to lift what you can no longer carry. You are surrounded by the unseen, cheered on by the redeemed, and upheld by the same hand that shaped your purpose. The darkness before dawn always feels eternal, but the sun is already rising. Soon, everything that once seemed uncertain will make sense. You will see how the test shaped you into the vessel heaven required. You will understand that what looked like pressure was really preparation. And when the dawn finally breaks, when light touches your face and you feel the first warmth of completed promise, you will realize the truth. The test was never about surviving. It was about transforming. Chosen one, stand firm. The storm is proof of the promise. The fire that surrounds you now will soon become the glow of your crown. What you are facing is not the end of your story, it is the final paragraph before glory. There comes a moment when the waiting ends not with a shout, but with a stillness so holy that you almost hesitate to move. That's where you are now. Chosen one. You're not waiting anymore, you're walking. The long season of endurance has shifted into a season of evidence. You are no longer asking when, you are now seeing how. The unseen has begun to take form. Heaven's word has found its reflection in your reality. You've crossed an invisible threshold. What once required blind faith now requires active steps. The test is over, and the journey ahead is no longer about proving faith, it's about living faith. Every step you take now is sacred ground. The beginning of a new rhythm of walking with purpose rather than pain. According to the writings in the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. That verse isn't just encouragement, it's instruction. Strength and courage are not feelings. They are positions of the Spirit. God is saying, move forward, but I am already there. This is not a season to wait for signs, it's a season to walk as the sign. You have become the evidence of answered prayer. There is a beauty in this new rhythm of walking. After years of endurance, every step feels lighter, freer, filled with quiet gratitude. The landscape around you begins to change, doors open easily. Hearts respond differently. Peace feels natural again. It's not that life suddenly becomes effortless. It's that you've grown into grace. The struggles that once drained you no longer have permission to control you. Walking in your promise means learning to live from abundance instead of survival. You no longer move from desperation, but from direction. You're not chasing what's yours, you're carrying it. Heaven has shifted you from praying for provision to walking as provision. You are now the living answer to someone else's prayer. This is what divine maturity feels like, not loud, not dramatic, but steady. The miracles that used to shock you now feel normal because you've learned the language of heaven. You expect favor without arrogance. You receive blessings without fear. And you give freely because you understand that what flows through you will never run dry. The walk of faith is not sprinting, it's abiding. It's waking up each day and choosing to trust the same God who brought you this far. You are no longer fighting to prove His faithfulness, you're resting in it. That rest is the proof that transformation has taken place. Heaven delights in your quiet confidence. The angels who once warred for your survival now walk beside you in peace. You've become aligned with the heartbeat of divine timing. The path may still twist and turn, but it's no longer uncertain. The same presence that called you through the valley now walks with you in the light. This stage of your journey is about consistency. The miracle may have arrived, but its maturity depends on stewardship. Heaven trusts you not because you are perfect, but because you are faithful. You've proven that your heart can hold blessing without breaking under its weight. Remember how heavy the waiting once felt. That heaviness has turned into holy gravity. It keeps you grounded even as God lifts you higher. You've learned how to soar without forgetting the soil that grew you. Humility has become your strength. Gratitude is your compass. You will notice that as you walk in fulfillment, the noise around you begins to fade. What once demanded your attention now feels small. You don't need to defend your journey anymore. Results speak louder than explanations. Those who doubted will see without you having to convince them. Every step you take now carries the fragrance of heaven's promise. People will feel peace just by being near you because you've learned to carry stillness like a garment. The same calm that once came only in prayer now walks with you everywhere you go. That's what it means to live in the flow of faith. Heaven's rhythm has become your heartbeat. You are walking proof that divine timing never fails. Everything that was promised, every word spoken over you, every dream that seemed buried, all of it lives again. You have moved from petition to possession, from believing to becoming. And as you walk forward, never forget how far you've come. The steps behind you are testimonies. The ground beneath you is sacred history. You are not just walking on earth, you're walking on answered prayer. Chosen one, this is your season to walk boldly, quietly, faithfully. The miracle is not just in what happened, it's in who you've become. Every step you take from here is a continuation of heaven's story written through your life, steady, radiant, unstoppable. Heaven watches as you walk steady, radiant, unshaken. Every footstep sends ripples through eternity, echoing faith fulfilled. You no longer chase light, you are the light now. Keep walking. Chosen one. You've reached the edge of overflow. What once trickled now floods. The blessings that were slow to arrive are now arriving all at once, and your heart, once bruised by waiting, now overflows with gratitude. This is the season where heaven pours without measure, where the harvest finally outweighs the sowing. You have stepped into the season of more. Overflow isn't loud, it's abundant. It's that peace that fills every empty space without permission. It's the laughter that returns after years of silence. It's favor that finds you when you're not even looking. You've entered the space where grace multiplies, where your enough becomes more than enough. As declared in the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 5, you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. That verse has come alive in you. You are the table now where others will come to find nourishment, where hope will sit and eat. The same God who once carried you is now using you to carry others. The oil that dripped upon you in your waiting is now running freely to every life connected to yours. Overflow is never just about receiving, it's about releasing. When God fills your cup, it's not so you can build walls around it, it's so you can pour. The world is thirsting and your testimony is water. The miracle that once sustained you is now meant to sustain others. You are part of something bigger, a current of grace that keeps expanding. Every time you let this message touch you, you add to that current. When you like, you're not simply agreeing, you're lifting a lantern into the night. Each small action sends ripples across unseen waters, guiding others who are still searching for light. When you share, you are not sharing content, you are planting seeds. Somewhere, your act of kindness may fall into soil you'll never see, but heaven watches the roots grow. The seed may be a sentence, a phrase, a single spark of hope, but it might save a heart you'll never meet. When you comment, it's not just participation, it's communion. Every word written becomes a small flame in the collective fire of faith. You are saying to heaven, I'm here. I'm part of this movement of light. Each comment forms a thread that ties us all together in divine purpose. When you subscribe, you are not following a channel. You are returning to a well. You're saying, I want to drink from this stream again. Subscribing becomes a way of staying connected to the flow of anointing that speaks to your soul when the world goes quiet. And when you donate, oh beloved, do it the way rivers give water freely, naturally, beautifully. Think of it as pouring oil into the lamp so it can keep burning. It's never a transaction. It's a continuation of grace. You're not giving to sustain words, you're giving to sustain light. Somewhere, your act of giving becomes the answer to someone's silent prayer. Imagine a great lighthouse by the sea, its beams sweeping through storm and night. Each act of generosity, each like, each share, each offering is a drop of oil that keeps that flame alive. Without it, the light would dim. With it, ships lost in darkness find their way home. And you, chosen one, are part of that lighthouse. You've been through storms. You know what darkness feels like. That's why your light matters so much. You are helping build a sanctuary where weary souls can rest, where the forgotten can remember that heaven still speaks. There's no pressure here, only invitation. You don't owe anything. Your participation, whatever form it takes, is a love note to heaven. It's your way of saying, I believe light should keep shining, whether it's a prayer, a gesture, or a gift. Every offering is sacred. Overflow is contagious. The moment you give, heaven gives back, not in numbers, but in peace, not in possessions, but in presence. The cycle of giving and receiving never ends. It's the heartbeat of creation. So if these words have touched you, let gratitude guide you. Let your heart decide how to respond. Every action of love, small or large, keeps this river flowing. And as you pour, heaven will pour back again and again, until your own cup spills over with more joy, more favor, more peace than you can contain. Chosen one, this is the beauty of overflow. It never stays in one place. It spreads. It heals, it multiplies. The more you share it, the brighter it becomes. So keep the current alive, keep the oil burning, keep the light shining, not because you must, but because your spirit loves to. The river of grace never runs dry. Each gesture, each prayer, each drop of kindness flows back to you multiplied, shimmering with heaven's fingerprints of love and favor. Keep your heart open, chosen one. Your giving keeps eternity alive in motion, and heaven smiles every time you let your light spill freely. Heaven is rejoicing, chosen one. The sound of celebration echoes in the unseen, not because everything has suddenly become perfect, but because you have become unshakable. You have reached the point where faith no longer depends on feelings, where peace is not a passing emotion but a permanent posture. Heaven's applause is not for your perfection, it's for your perseverance. There are moments in eternity when angels pause to honor endurance. When a soul chooses faith in the middle of fire, heaven sings. When you forgave instead of retaliating, trusted instead of quitting, worshipped instead of worrying, those were heaven's favorite moments. The Father smiles upon such strength, for it mirrors his own heart. You may not have realized it, but your life has become a melody in heaven's symphony. Every act of obedience, every prayer whispered through tears, every time you chose light over bitterness, all of it has been woven into a song of victory that now fills the heavens. The Word of God declares in the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 17, "The Lord your God is in your midst, a mighty one who will save. He will rejoice over you with gladness. He will quiet you with his love. He will rejoice over you with singing." Heaven is not indifferent toward you, it is delighted in you. The Creator of the universe sings over your endurance. The angels who once fought for your breakthrough now dance around your fulfillment. The storms that once terrified you have become the rhythm of your praise. You are living proof that grace can outlast grief. Look at you now. You carry peace differently. You speak with authority born not of arrogance but of survival. You no longer chase validation because you've discovered your worth in divine eyes. Heaven's applause is quiet yet constant, a soft thunder that follows you wherever you go. This joy that surrounds you isn't fleeting. It's the joy of completion, the echo of every yes you gave to heaven's plan. You didn't walk this far by chance. You were carried by mercy. And now that mercy rests on you like sunlight after rain, gentle yet unstoppable. Heaven's applause is not noise, it's energy. It moves through creation, stirring life wherever it flows. You may not hear it with your ears, but your spirit feels it. That sudden peace, that holy stillness, that inexplicable gratitude you wake up with, it's the sound of heaven clapping in rhythm with your heartbeat. The Father celebrates you not because you never failed, but because you never stopped returning. The beauty of redemption is not found in perfection, but in persistence. Every time you rose after falling, heaven recorded it as triumph. Every "I'll try again" you whispered in exhaustion became a hallelujah in the unseen. You are heaven's joy because you reflect its resilience. When you forgave the unforgivable, you mirrored grace. When you loved without condition, you revealed divinity. When you chose peace instead of revenge, you became proof that heaven can dwell in human hearts. You are the applause of heaven made visible, a walking echo of divine delight. The world may never fully understand your story, but heaven knows every detail. It saw the battles you fought silently, the nights you cried while still believing, the dreams you buried yet never stopped watering with faith. Heaven's celebration doesn't just belong to you, it surrounds you. It follows you into every room, every conversation, every step forward. The air itself seems lighter because you carry the fragrance of victory. People will sense peace near you without knowing why. It's heaven's presence moving through you. And when you pause long enough to breathe, to notice, you'll realize something profound. The applause isn't only coming from heaven, it's resonating through you. You have become one with the rhythm of divine joy. The same music that angels dance to now plays inside your chest. This is what it means to live after the storm, to carry joy that cannot be stolen, to walk with calm that cannot be shaken, to glow with gratitude that never fades. You are not waiting for celebration. You are the celebration. Heaven's applause has taken form in your existence. So walk gently but confidently, knowing that every step you take is accompanied by unseen cheering. The journey ahead will still have valleys and climbs, but now you know you are not alone. The sound of heaven's joy will always go with you, echoing softly, endlessly. Well done. Keep shining. Well done. Keep. Heaven's song doesn't fade, it follows you. Every sunrise is another verse, every act of kindness another note. You are the music of mercy made visible on earth. When doubt returns, remember that applause. It echoes through your spirit, reminding you that grace has already claimed victory long before fear ever arrived. So walk on, chosen one. Carry heaven's rhythm in your heart and its melody in your breath. The celebration continues every time you choose light again. Chosen one. This is the moment you are always moving toward, the place where promise and presence meet. The journey that began in tears has unfolded into testimony. You are no longer the one who waits for miracles. You are the miracle that walks among others. Heaven's story now lives and breathes through you. There is a peace that settles in when divine purpose finally aligns with earthly reality. It doesn't shout, it hums quietly, like a heartbeat you no longer need to question. You've stepped beyond striving into stillness, beyond asking into knowing. The war that once raged inside you has ceased, not because the world changed, but because you did. You learned that the greatest victory is peace. You carry something different now. The air shifts when you enter a room, not because of who you are, but because of who moves through you. You have become a living sanctuary, a walking reflection of divine grace. The miracle that heaven promised is no longer distant, it has taken residence in your being. As the psalmist declares in the book of Psalms in chapter 118, verse 23. This is the Lord's doing. It is marvelous in our eyes. That verse was once just a scripture you quoted. Now it is the summary of your life. Every twist and turn, every delay and disappointment, all of it was orchestrated to lead you to this marvel, the proof that heaven's plans cannot fail. What looked like detours were simply directions written in a higher language. You've become fluent in that language now. You recognize divine timing not as coincidence but as conversation. Every alignment, every open door, every unexpected piece has been heaven speaking fluently through circumstance. The days of confusion have given way to clarity. You don't need to chase signs anymore, they follow you naturally. This is what it means to live the miracle. It's not fireworks or noise, it's quiet awareness. You wake up and realize that joy no longer needs a reason, that peace no longer requires conditions. The heaviness of yesterday has turned into lightness of being. You've exchanged striving for surrender and discovered that surrender is the highest form of strength. Heaven celebrates you not just for surviving, but for transforming. You've moved from asking why me to whispering thank you, Lord, for choosing me. The story that once hurt to tell has become the testimony that heals others. The very wounds that once bled now shine as windows where light pours through. Living the miracle doesn't mean life becomes effortless, it means you've become anchored. You can face storms without losing balance because you no longer depend on calm seas to find peace. You've learned to carry serenity into the storm and speak peace. Be still with authority born of experience. Every word you speak now carries weight. You no longer talk about faith, you speak from faith. Heaven trusts your voice because it's been purified by fire. You don't echo empty hope, you release prophetic power with every syllable of surrender. Your life itself has become a message that God still keeps promises, that timing is sacred, that endurance is never wasted. You are the living evidence that divine design always outlasts human doubt. The transformation in you is the sermon that no pulpit could ever preach. As you walk through these days, you'll notice that people drawn to you will not come for your achievements, but for your peace. They will sense in you what they've been seeking, rest for their restless hearts. That is the greatest miracle of all, to become a carrier of calm in a world that craves it. You were once the seeker of signs. Now you are the sign. You were once the one asking for proof. Now your existence is proof. Heaven has fulfilled its word not only to you, but through you. Let this truth settle deep into your soul. Nothing was wasted. The nights, the prayers, the silence, the waiting, all of it became the soil of this moment. The promise was not delayed. It was maturing. And now that it has ripened, your very life is its fruit. Chosen one, lift your eyes. The horizon ahead glows brighter than anything behind you. What began as survival has turned into stewardship. You've been entrusted with the light of understanding. Carry it gently, but boldly. The world needs what you've become. Your journey has not ended. It has evolved. You are walking eternity's rhythm now, where miracles are not moments but a lifestyle, where heaven is not distant but intertwined with every breath. The miracle has come, and heaven smiles because you didn't miss it. You stood firm, you believed, you endured, and now you live it. You are proof that divine timing never fails. The heavens rest as your story glows beneath them. You have become the harmony between faith and fulfillment. the living echo of promises kept. Walk gently, chosen one. Every breath you take continues heaven's song, and through your life, the miracle keeps unfolding without end. Beloved chosen one, if this journey has stirred something deep within you, if these words felt like they were written just for your soul, know that it was never coincidence. Heaven guided you here, and what has been spoken into your heart will continue to grow long after this moment ends. This space we share is more than words on a screen. It's a living sanctuary, a small corner of light in an often shadowed world. Each time you add another spark to that sanctuary, letting heaven know that the message found its home. When you share, you become a messenger yourself, carrying light to those still wandering in darkness. Someone who may be praying for the sign that your gesture will bring. When you comment, it's more than text, it's testimony. Every sentence you leave behind becomes another voice in the choir of faith rising through this space, reminding others that they are not alone in their waiting or their becoming. When you subscribe, you're not following a page. You're returning to a well of living words, a place you can visit when the noise of the world grows loud. And when you feel led to give or donate, let it flow from love, not obligation. See it as releasing a dove, trusting that it will return with blessings in its wings, carrying hope to someone who needs it next. This is not a demand. It's an invitation to partnership with light. However you choose to respond, through a click, a prayer, or quiet gratitude, you are part of something holy that continues far beyond the screen. So thank you, chosen one, for walking this far. Keep shining, keep believing, and keep spreading what heaven has placed in your hands. The miracle continues through you,